Okay, children, today's topic is inverse of a matrix by elementary operations. Okay, before discussing the elementary operations, let's see what are invertible matrices. If A be a square matrix of order n, what are invertible matrix? The matrix whose inverse exists. The definition is if A be the square matrix of order n, then A is called an inversible or invertible if there exists a square matrix B of order n such that AB is equal to BA. We have studied in the previous video that AB is not equals to BA generally. But when AB equals to BA is equal to identity matrix, then B is the inverse of A. Okay? Then B is called the inverse of A. Please note down, children. Okay, children, now let's see what are elementary operations. The first elementary operation is that rows can be interchanged. That means if you put R2 in place of R1 or R1 in place of R2, that will not affect the result of the matrix. Okay. Our second elementary operation is any scalar term can be multiplied in any row or any column. That again will not affect the result of the matrix. Okay. And the last elementary operation is that we can multiply by any scalar term to any row and then we can add those two rows. That will again not affect the matrix, the result of the matrix. Okay. So these three are the basic elementary operations that we are going to use for finding the inverse. Now for finding the inverse, there are two things that we need to keep in mind. First thing, we are calculating inverse by either row operations or by elementary common operations. Suppose we are calculating the inverse by row operations, then this format we are going to apply that A equals to IA. We are going to apply the operation in A matrix and we are going to apply same operation in identity matrix. When this A matrix will convert into identity matrix and this I matrix will convert into any matrix B, then when B A equals to I, then we can say that this B is the inverse of the A. Okay, children, please remember this is the format for calculating row operations. A equals to I. Don't write A equals to AI, because if you write AI, then when you apply the operation in A matrix and I matrix, then say when you apply A matrix, any matrix C will come, and when you apply any operations in same operation in the identity matrix, any matrix D will come. This will not be true, children. The equality will not be defined here. So for equality to exist, we need to apply only this format, A equals to IA. Okay. And suppose we are applying elementary column operations, then for that we are going to take the format A equals to A into identity matrix. We apply the elementary operations here in A matrix and we try to convert this A matrix into identity matrix. We'll not touch this matrix A. We'll apply the same operation in identity matrix, and when this A will convert into identity matrix, we say that this identity matrix will move towards any matrix B. And when I equals to AB, we can say that this B is the inverse of A. Understood, children? Note down, please. Okay, children, let's discuss one example how to calculate the inverse of the matrix. So this is a square matrix, the inverse exists, and it is given that the inverse of this matrix exists. So we don't need to calculate the determinant of the matrix, because the inverse could exist or could not exist. Okay, we'll discuss when we study determinants, our next chapter. Okay, and it is given that the inverse of the matrix exists and we have to calculate the inverse. Okay, so this is a square matrix. Suppose we are going to apply elementary row operations for calculating the inverse of this matrix. Okay, Let's apply one operation at a time. We can apply two operations also. Okay. So when we are applying row operations, remember we have to make these three terms zero. Okay. Because when this is identity matrix, these three terms will be zero. So if we apply operation R2 minus 2R1, R2 minus, it will be 2R1. That means we are multiplying by 2 in R1 and subtracting it from R2. And whatever result we are getting, we are going to put in R2. Okay. So when we are doing that, we have to equate it to identity matrix I1 0 0 0 1 0 and 0 0 1. And same matrix again. I'm not going to write that matrix because write A matrix as because this term will continue. We don't need to solve this term. Okay. Now when we apply the operation, what we'll get? R1 will remain same. 1 2 3. When we multiply 2, it will become 2 and 2 minus 2 will be 0. When we multiply 2 here, it becomes 4. 5 minus 4, 1. 2, 6. 7 minus 6 will be 1. Okay. This will remain same. 2 minus 4 minus 5. Okay, children. Now let's see what happened here. We are multiplying it by 2. It will become 2. 0 minus 2 will be, first row will remain same. 0 minus 2 will be minus 2. And rest will remain same because when 2 multiplied by 0, it will be 0. Clear to all of you? First step. Okay. Now we have to make this term 0. So when we are going to make this term 0, minus 2 is there. So if we multiply 2 here and add, then this term will become 0. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to change into R3. R3 plus 2R1. This operation I'm going to apply. Okay. So R1 will remain same. R2 will remain same. Whatever change happens in R3. So when you multiply 2, it will become 1 to the 2 and 2 minus 2, it will be 0. 4, it will be 4. 4 minus 4, again 0. This will become 6. 6 minus 5 will be 1. Okay. When you multiply the same operation here, R1 and R2 will remain same. Okay. So what we are doing? We are multiplying by R2 in R1 and then adding to R3. So when you multiply 2 here, plus 0, 2, 2, 0, 0 and 0, again we'll get 1. Okay. Now you can see we got this lower triangle 0. Now what we'll have to do? You can make this term 0 and you can make this term 0. So here I'm going to apply two operations at a time. What I'm going to do? I'm going to apply R2 and R2 minus R3. So this way this term will become 0. And I'm going to apply operation R1 and R1 minus 3R3. Okay, children. Let's apply the operation. See, no change in R1. No change in R3, sorry. So R3 will remain same, 0, 1, 1. Now what does R2 become? When you R2 minus R1 when you do, this will become 0, 1 minus 0, 1, 1 minus 1, 0. You are multiplying 3, it will become 3 here, 1 minus 0, 1, 2 minus 0, 2 and 3 minus 3 will be 0. Understood, children? Okay. Now when we apply the same operation in this matrix, okay, let's see what will happen. What we are going to do first, R2 minus R3. So R3 will remain same. 2, 0, 1. When you subtract these two terms, what will you get? Minus 2, minus 2, 2. That will be minus 4. 1 minus 0, 1. And 1 minus 1, minus 1 will get. Okay, children. Now what we are going to do? R1 minus 3R3. That means first we are multiplying by 3 here and then we are subtracting with R1. So 3 to the 6, 1 minus 6 will be minus 5. Okay, children. This will become 0, 0 minus 0, 0. And here it will become 3, 1 minus 3 will be minus 3. And this A will continue. Okay. Now you can see that the diagonal elements are getting 1, only here 2 we are getting. So quickly see, if we apply this operation, R1 minus 2R2, then we can make this term 0. Okay. So what we'll get here? 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0 and 0, 0, 1. Understood, children? I am writing here equal to. What is the value of this matrix you will get? Here the operation is R1 minus 2R2. That we are multiplying by 2 here and then subtracting. So when you multiply 2 here, it will become minus 8. 5 minus of minus 8 will become plus 8. So what will get? 3 will get. When you multiply 2 here, it will become 1 to the 2. 0 minus 2 will be minus 2. Minus 3, minus of minus 2. Okay. That will be minus 1. Then R2 and R3 will remain same into A matrix. So you can see that I equals to BA. So this B is the A inverse. So we can say that the value of A inverse is 3 minus 2 minus 1 minus 4 1 minus 1 and 2 0 1. Understood, children? So when we are applying row operation, what we are going to do? We are going to make these elements, this lower triangle element 0. And when we are going to apply column operations, we are going to make this upper triangle element 0. So this way we can solve this sum easily. Okay. This sum comes of 6 marks. Okay. So you need to practice again and again so that you can complete the sum in less time. Okay, children. Note down, please. Children, this next sum we are going to solve by applying elementary column operations. Suppose this is some matrix A and we have to find the inverse of A by elementary column operations. So what we have format we are going to apply? A equals to AI, because for elementary column operations I told you to apply the format A equals to AI. Okay. So we are going to make these elements 0, the upper triangle element 0. Let's see how. So this is minus 1 written here. We are going to make this matrix as unit matrix of order 3. So if you have to make this term 0, what we'll do? We'll apply first operation C2 to C2 plus C1. And we're going to change in C2. So if you do so, this value will become 0. So when you multiply 2 here and we add, see, this will become minus 2. Minus 2 plus 2 will become 0. 2 zeros are 0 plus 4, 4. 2 into minus 2, minus 4 plus 3, minus 1. And here we column 3 we are applying operation C3 minus 2C1. So when you do that, C3 minus 2C1. So this term will become 0. See, when you multiply 2 in the first column, 2 to the 4 minus 4, 0. 4 to the 8, 2 minus 8, minus 6. 2 3 the 6, 7 minus 6 and 1. See what happened here? What we'll get? 1, 0, 0. There is no change in column 1. Column 2, what we are doing? We are multiplying it 2C2 plus and adding C1. So when you multiply 2 here, this will become 2, and when you add, what we'll get? 1, 2, 0. When you multiply 2 here and when you subtract C3 minus 2C1, you will get minus 2, 0 and 1. Understood, children? Now we got 2 zeros here. Now I am going to make this term 0. We can do it easily and just we need to subtract C2 minus C1 minus C2 and we'll get this term 0. Okay, so I have applied the operation C1 minus C2, and when you do that, 2 minus 0, 0, 2 sorry, 4 minus 4, 0, and 3 minus of minus 1 will be 4. And we can make this term 0 as well by adding C2 and C3. So I have added C2 and C3 and made this term, this particular term 0. So when you add C2 and C3, so 0 plus 0, 0, 4 minus 6, minus 2, and minus 1 plus 1, 0. Okay children, we need to find out as many zeros as we can. Okay, same operation we are applying here. C1 minus C2, when you do C1 minus C2, 1 minus 1, 0, 0 minus 2, minus 2, 0 minus 0, 0. C2 plus C3, and we are going to change in C2. C2 plus C3, 1 minus 2, minus 1, 2 plus 0, 2, 1, 0, 1. C3 will remain same. Understood this much? Now you can see in column 2 we got 2 zeros, and here we have to make minus 6 as 0. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll multiply 3 in column 2 and subtract with C3. So what we are going to do, C3 minus 3 C2. If you do that, you'll get this particular term 0. So I multiplied 3 and then subtracted. We got 0, 0, 1 here. See, when you multiply 3 here, it will become minus 6, minus 6, minus of minus 6 will become 0. C1 and C2 will remain same, only change will happen in C3. Right children? And same operations we are applying here. We are multiplying 3 in C2, it will become minus 3. 2 minus of minus 3 will be 1. Multiplying here, 3 here, 6, 0 minus 6, minus 6. 3 here, 3 it will become 1 minus 3 will become minus 2. Understood children? Now we only need to make this term as 0. This particular term, say here. So here 4 is written. So if we apply the operation C1 minus 4 C3, okay, that means they are multiplying 4 in C3 first and then subtracting from C1. When you do that, C1 minus 4 C3, it will become 4, 2 minus 0, 2, 0 minus 0, 0, and 4 minus 4 will be 0. C2 and C3 will remain same. Same operation they are applying here. When you multiply 4 here, it will become 4. 0 minus 4, it will become minus 4. Minus 2, minus 6 4 is 24. So it will become minus 24. So minus 2 minus of minus 24 will become plus 24. That will be minus 2 plus 24 plus 22. This will become minus 8. 0 minus of minus 8 will become plus 8. Again C2 and C3 will remain same. Now here we got 2 in column 1. This time here we need 1. And we are getting minus 2 here. So elementary operation 1, we can multiply by any scalar term in any row or column. So I am multiplying 1 by 2 in column 1 and minus 1 by 2 in column 2. So this way we are getting the identity matrix, the unit matrix of order 3 here. And when you do that here, you will get minus 2, 11, 8. When you multiply minus 1 by 2 here, you will get 1 by 2, minus 1 and 1. This C3 will remain same. So now you can see that what we are getting, unit matrix equals to A into B. So when this happens, that means this B will be the inverse of A. Understood children? So we have discussed both elementary operations by row and elementary operations by column. Understood children? So this is the end of the chapter matrices. Our next chapter will be determinants. Please note down.